Okay, hi guys, Blake here with Lilleys Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Friday, May 1st, and this is the one cast. Today I have boated up. I am right across from Trout Hollow Lodge. Oh, I'm gonna throw one of the 639 baits again, except we're gonna do some experimentation today. We're gonna play around with some of the other colors that we have in stock. I have not used the two that I chose today. Point the boat the other direction here. The wind is blowing pretty strong. Do that. Well, if I don't throw myself off the boat. So, just a note, if there's ever strong winds blowing you back upstream and you're looking to drag something, point your boat, trolling motor downstream, and you can use the trolling motor to keep your drift going the right speed. Okay? So today, I'm going to start off with the one we're calling the Hulk. It's a chartreuse and black minnow in the 639. That's still on about 2.5 foot of leader, with the 1/8 ounce weight, the snap swivel, and the barrel swivel. Oh my, I might have picked the wrong spot with this much wind. We're gonna find out though. Okay, so I wanted to get out here and, oh man, try some of these different colors and see how they work. So I'm out here right on the outside of the seam line. I'm going to be throwing the bait into the seam line, and if not, kind of over into the eddy there. Okay, I'm using a 4-pound test with one of our Lilleys Landing rods. This is a 6 foot, I believe. Presidential Fluger reel. I think this is the P25. Pretty good rods for jigging, and we got good sensitivity for feeling your bait dragging across the bottom too. So another beautiful day on Lake Taneycomo. I think we got into the, oh, there's a fish right there. I think we got into the 80-degree range today. Sun's been shining bright for almost all day right now though. The clouds have kind of come in, and this wind definitely hasn't been this strong today. Oh, he threw the hook. Well, I'm still gonna count that. It's fish on the first cast. He just was a little camera shy. So that didn't take long with this. I've never tried this color before, like I said, but maybe that could have been a fluke, but we'll see. Fishing reports for the day. Captain Steve Dickey had a trip this morning. He said they boated like, I want to say 27 fish this morning. So sounds like they were doing pretty good. He said they were using small sculpin or white jigs underneath a float, about 14 foot. In order to do that, he's using, oh, there's another fish. In order to do that, he's using a 9-foot rod, which really helps out. Other reports for today. Lewis, a local who lives farther down the lake by Rockaway Beach, has been dragging these 639 baits. I think he's been using the Shad-tastic down by Monkey Island. Today he brought in a 22 1/4 inch 6.15 pound brown trout. It was a real fat fish. And you know, he stayed persistent and stayed down there, dragging it from Monkey Island to the 65 bridge. And he not only caught that one, but he had a couple rainbows that were right under the 20-inch mark. He had another brown that was 20.5 inches. So sounds like there might be some big browns hanging out down there around Monkey Island again. I had a couple other groups of people that came in and bought some of these 639 baits, and the Snyders, they both caught their personal best browns today and a 19-inch personal best rainbow trout, 19-inch 3-pounder, dragging the little 639 minnow. And I think they were using the shad-tastic as well. I got a report this morning from somebody that was dragging night crawlers. I believe they were dragging them from Fall Creek down to Short Creek, and they caught a nice 19-inch brown, and they said they were catching other fish too, all on the night crawler. And I got a report that power bait, dragging some orange power bait, was working as well. They are still running 4 units of water. However, I just talked to Phil before I came out here to do the one cast, and he said that they will be turning the generators down to 2 generators tomorrow. So we can look forward to that. That could definitely improve the bite. I'm gonna reel this in and just check it for moss. Been dragging for a few minutes without any action. Alright, and I am completely moss free. One of the other guides out here on the lake, I believe that this black and chartreuse one we're calling the Hulk, I think this is one of his favorite ones to drag out here, if I remember correctly. Wind is really swirling through here right now. It was blowing me back upstream a second ago, and now it's starting to blow me downstream. But there's always a way, you know, whenever you're dragging stuff, unless the wind is just, you know, too strong, there's always a way to kind of use your trolling motor to keep your boat and your lure drifting at a fish catching speed. And you know, so if the wind's blowing you back upstream, point your nose downstream and use the trolling motor to keep yourself flowing at the same speed of the current. And if it's blowing you downstream, then point your nose forward and kind of use the trolling motor to slow your boat down. I think one of the reasons that dragging these little minnow baits has been working well in this 4 units of water is because whenever they have the 4 units running and they have it running constant like they have, the fish really stay hunkered. I mean, they stay right down on the bottom, and they really don't want to move for much. And so getting this right in front of their face really improves your chance of catching them. personally think that a change up in colors will, you know, just my theory, can definitely get some strikes if they're used to seeing one color, and then there's something new. I think that that sometimes can help the bite. I will say, you know, I've got some reports. We had some guys out yesterday that came and bought some of these baits. They went up to the dam, and their first fish within 2 minutes was a 19-inch rainbow. So I will say it's working other places, but one of the best places I've found right now is from the seam line that runs down from Trout Hollow Lodge all the way out in front of our dock. I've seen some of the guys who had been dragging these today working them out in front of the dock and catching fish as they drift by the dock. And then, so, you know, from here down past our dock and then down through the Cooper Creek Flat, you know, been catching both big fish and stalker fish. And it seems to be the highest concentrated area where I've been catching fish, dragging them. However, I have been hearing reports of other places on the lake where they're catching them too, so. Lots of boats on the water today. It's been just about steady traffic going by the dock. I don't know, I've seen probably over 20 boats, 20 different boats since I've been here today, so. Lake's kind of picking back up and people are getting out and enjoying the weather and the water and the fishing. Here in a second I'm gonna switch over and try that rainbow color, and we're calling that rainbow the Dorothy. We've got, in this 639 model, we've got 3 different styles of rainbow trout, and we all named them something different. They all look a little bit different. One of them looks kind of more like it's in spawning colors, so we called that one Spawned Out. This one was Dorothy, and I can't remember what the name of the other rainbow color was at the moment. I think just like with any bait you're throwing, different colors work better on different days and different light conditions. We're getting within a couple hundred yards of the dock. I'm gonna switch over and drag the rainbow trout for a second. Okay, so this is the rainbow trout color that we're calling Dorothy. Just kind of a traditional looking rainbow color. And that's on the same drift rig, same setup. Phil and I went to Table Rock last night after work and went crappie fishing. Oh, there was one right there. Just as soon as it got to the bottom, it got a bite. We did pretty well. We're finding some crappie, you know, a couple on the bank and some just a little bit out from the bank, about halfway between us and the boat. Caught a few nice ones. We found water temperatures as high as 66.5, I think. So, you know, that's within, and maybe even just a little bit above crappie spawning temperatures. And that's getting real close to the bass spawn too. I think bass start spawning at like 68 to 70. And we caught a few. I caught a pretty nice largemouth last night. It's probably 15 or 16 inches. Very enjoyable weather that we are having lately and today. Oh, man, that was a good tug there. That might have been a big fish. Or maybe it was moss, because it hasn't gone back to wiggling like it's supposed to. Oh yeah, okay, maybe it wasn't a big fish. Got some jet skis and speedboats out on the water today. Some guys drifting on the bluff right across from me. It looks like they're netting a fish right now. Thing, I don't know if I've ever mentioned it actually, about dragging these baits, is you really want, for the most part, you want the bait to be kind of dragging straight with the boat. If you notice that it's starting to, your line's starting to go this way or that way too far, either adjust where your boat is drifting at, or reel back in and straighten your line back out. A lot of the time, if it's dragging too sideways, I think maybe it affects the way the bait works under the water. And it's definitely a way to pick up more moss. There's a fish. I am just about 50 feet away from the dock. A little section right above the dock. I'll see if this one's less camera shy than the first one. Okay, so there's a nice spotted rainbow, and he got that hook real good. I don't think he was going anywhere. Alright, I think we'll go ahead and we'll just drag down the front of the dock here. rainbow trout, you know, patterns are generally gonna always be a good choice out here. These fish do eat each other, and you know, that's going to be one of their food sources all year round, every year. So I think there are times of the year where the rainbow trout patterns work even better than other times, but it's a safe bet overall for, you know, most of the time. There was another bite. There he goes. I was wondering when he was going to take it. He was sitting there hitting it, and oh, he got off. Dang it. He was hitting that thing back and forth for a while there. We'll drag just a little bit past the dock here. I got a couple more minutes to spare. See if we'll find anything a little bit past the dock. Well, I've had a few shake the hook today. Oh, I've got another one biting at it. I'd like an underwater camera to see them coming in and hitting that bait from side to side without catching the hook. I think that'd be interesting to see. Oh, he's really looking at it. I'm dragging probably about 100 feet away from the front of Lazy Valley Resort right now. Trying to get a buzzer beater. I think I may have picked up some moss. But maybe not. I don't know. I want to check it. No sense in dragging something if it's got moss attached to it like that, it's not going to catch fish. So. Alright, let's try for just a little bit longer. It's actually less windy the farther I go down lake here. That's kind of interesting. Usually the farther you get down here, the wider it gets and the more wind is able to blow over, but it is kind of the opposite right now. Okay, well, I could keep telling myself a little bit longer all day, but I think... Oh, that was actually... Okay, that was a pretty good fish. But I think that was my buzzer beater, and I think I just missed him. So, we thank you guys for watching. Like and share us on Facebook, and if you haven't got a chance to subscribe to the YouTube channel, do that and press the little bell. It'll let you know when we upload it each day. We thank you guys again, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks, guys.